Hey everybody, welcome back to our channel. Ennis here, Whiteacre Properties. Guys, today we are in the beautiful city of Boston. We are in Dorchester, and I wanted to take you on a recent deal that we are working on and share with you all the details. Dorchester is one of the neighborhoods. It's the biggest neighborhood actually in the city of Boston, and it's a really diverse community. It's an area where property values were lower for a long time compared to areas like South Boston, East Boston. That's why we look into Dorchester. It's a residential area, so a lot of triple deckers, a lot of single family and two families. It's a working class neighborhood. A lot of public transportation with the MBTA, the bus. It's really easy to get from here to downtown, financial district, all the other Boston neighborhoods. So it's convenient. We are within the city. There's a lot of upside in this area, and it's really diverse. There's a lot of different people from all walks of life living here. So we like it. Has been a good experience owning rentals in Dorchester, but also doing these condo projects. And before we talk about the details of the property on Oakhurst Street, help me out and subscribe. If you find any value from our channel, if there was any golden nuggets, any takeaways, anything you have implemented in your own business, help me get to 1,000 subscribers, smash that subscribe button, send it to a friend or anybody that might find value from our channel. All right, we're on Oakhurst Street. I don't think developers are this excited when they get to the project, but we are, right? So here we are at the property at 5 Oakhurst Street in Dorchester. And guys, you see a 3-family building behind me here, where before we have a vacant lot. One of the biggest advantages for this project is the area. This area is up and coming. You see a lot of condo projects popping up everywhere. We have one actually right across the street where 6 condos were sold in the 500,000 range. We got our single family renovation right next door that we're keeping as a rental. So there is a lot of progress when it comes to construction, condo development, and just people really building in the neighborhood. This 3-family, we can keep it as a rental, but we can also sell it as condos because the neighborhood allows for both. So we're really excited about that. You have triple deckers all around you. It's a residential area, but there is a lot of opportunity when it comes to development, when it comes to buy and holds, when it comes to just making money as a developer. Now let's talk about the details of this project. I want to share with you the challenges, the lessons learned, but most importantly, the opportunities on vacant lots in the city of Boston and how to go from nothing there to a 3-family triple decker, right? We purchased a single family next door back in 2018, and that was a direct mail that went out. Guys, we still do direct mail, and anyone that's watching this wondering if direct mail still works, 100% it works. This was a direct mail lead. Back in 2018, the lady reached out, we got the deal under contract right then and there. And even though the challenges that the seller was facing were huge, we got to a point that we were able to solve them one by one and got to the closing tables. And I say challenges because we had to go through probate, we had to go through short sale, and we had to go through a fraudulent deed. I've done a video about the single family and how that all came about. So guys, go check that out right after this. One thing I wanted to share with you is that for us, we focus on off-market deals, and we get really, really good deals when we solve big problems for the homeowners. We got a smoking deal right up front and purchased the single family home at 3 Oakhurst for $151,000. And it came with a vacant lot, right? Which was the cherry on top, because single family in the city of Boston, if you go on the MLS and if it's updated, it's gonna cost you $700,000-800,000. So the goal of this video is really to share the opportunity of these lots in the city of Boston and talk about the restrictions, the deed restrictions some of these lots have, but that can be a huge opportunity for an investor like yourself or a developer that's looking to buy and develop in the city of Boston. So we technically got the vacant lot practically for free, right? But there was a catch. The lot, the land itself, has a yard sale deed restriction. What does that even mean? So sometime back in the 90s, the Public Facilities Department, which now is called Mayor's Office of Housing, they came up with this program called the yard sale program, right? And basically what happened is that they decided to give all non-buildable lots to the adjacent property owners. So our single family here at 3 Oakhurst had a vacant lot owned by the city of Boston, and it was given to them practically for free. I think they paid $1,000 back in the 90s for it. And the restriction was for keeping the lot for open space, keeping the lot for parking, or to build an addition to the existing structure. It wasn't allowed to build a new multifamily or new construction. Now we got this vacant land with a restriction not to build on it. And to me as a developer, if I'm buying something to keep it for parking, which also adds value, but we're not in downtown Boston or financial district, so parking wasn't as valuable, and keeping it for a yard or a garden doesn't add anything to us, right? What I want to share with you guys is that even though there is a deed restriction in place, does not mean that you cannot build on it, right? And we are proof of that. We have a yard sale restriction saying you cannot build on it, and this restriction was in place for 30 years, but two things can happen. Since they were in the 90s, one, the restriction can expire, and now you can go build on that lot where before you were not allowed, and two, you can still work with the deed restriction as long as when you sell the property, you sell it at an affordable price. And if you keep it as a rental, you rent one of the units, in this case, out of the three, one unit at an affordable rental price, right? So there's ways around it. If you have the right team, if you understand the process, right, you can go through the zoning process, get it approved, and build just like we did. I invite you to the meetup. I extend that invitation to all of you watching. Guys, I really want to meet a bunch of you in person. And I'm excited when someone comes to me at the meetup and says, hey, I've been watching your videos. I'm here. I wanted to give it a try. That means a lot to me. So I appreciate you guys doing that. Boston Real Estate Connection Meetup. It's a really laid back environment. It's a bunch of investors, attorneys, lenders, contractors hanging out, talking shop. That's my space to share with everybody. And if that's what you feel, guys, come join us, because we have, same interest and same goal. So let's go actually deeper into this process of rezoning a lot just like this one and make it ready for a 3-family building to go up, because there's a lot of moving parts, guys, and I want to share as much as I can. If you guys have questions, because this can be complicated or confusing, comment below and I promise I'll reach out to you and answer the question. We bought the single family at a really good price, so the land was technically for free for us. We took the chance on it, right? We said, hey, if we can rezone and build down the road, great. But if you are looking at a property right now and there is obviously a decent price on it and you are interested, there's two ways. Obviously you can pay, right, cash or with a hard money lender, or however you can acquire and take a chance on the rezoning, which I don't recommend unless it's a smoking deal, right? Because you never know what you can put up in this parcel of land. Or two, you can make an offer contingent on zoning approval. And even though there is a restriction in place, if you have a great team, like a zoning attorney and an architect, you can figure out a way to build on that lot. So for us, it was a yard sale restriction. Two things to think about. When does it expire? And the way for you to figure that out is, if you are in the city of Boston, if you're building here, go to the Suffolk Registry of Deeds, pull the deed for the particular property you're looking at, and read it, right? Don't even wait for the attorney, just read the deed. Do you see any language there mentioning a yard sale restriction? If you do, is there an expiration date on that? Because if it expired and the mayor's office of housing didn't extend it, well, now you are in a good position, because you could probably take this property through the ZBA process and get it built down the road, right? The restriction, guys, is in place not to build, but like we proved here, you can build if you can sell that unit affordable, 1 out of 3 in our case, then they will allow you to build and they allow you to sell it. In our case, we weren't as lucky, right? The expiration didn't happen, right? The mayor's office of housing extended the restriction, and we still have that restriction in place right now, but we are working with the city to make this transition smooth. And how that's going to play out is that when we sell the 3 condos, one of those condos is going to be sold at a reduced rate. 1 unit is going to be affordable. Going back to the beginning, if you guys put an offer contingent on zoning, that allows you to now go through the process without buying the property. You don't want a mortgage every month on a property that's not giving you any rental income. So be really, really careful on buying a piece of land unless you have a plan in place, right? And it's risky because you have no idea if you're going to get approved on a vacant lot, because by right you can build on it. a couple team members that you need to do the same thing I did here at 5 Oakhurst. A good zoning attorney and a good architect that has done work in the city and is familiar with its restrictions and with the zoning regulations. Take my word for it. If you have a similar deal, please don't buy it. Again, unless it's a smoking deal, right? But if there is any type of uncertainty, put it contingent on zoning, right? Because that gives you the right to go through this whole process without even buying the lot, without paying mortgage monthly. And only if you get approved, then you can close on the deal, right? That's my takeaway from you guys for a deal like this. We're able to put a building up and we're gonna be able to sell 2 of them at market rate, 1 of them at affordable. So it's a win-win for the neighborhood because now from a vacant lot, we got more housing and 1 of them is affordable, which is huge, right? So we as developers make money, the city wins because they have more housing, and it's a win-win all around for the residents because now they have a brand new structure that's beautiful. So the other thing I wanted to share with you is that this lot, in particular 5 Oakhurst here, was not buildable by right. Let's forget the deed restriction for a second. Even without that, by right, we cannot put a structure here. Based on the zoning code, we are restricted to put a 3-family building based on setbacks, the lot size, the height, all of that. However, because the city of Boston needs housing, the Zoning Board of Appeals are approving this type of developments left and right. That's why I want to share with you guys that there is a huge opportunity in the city of Boston to take a look at this small lots, right? We're talking about 5,000 square feet max. And even if they can be built by right, or even if they have deed restrictions, there is an opportunity for you there to still build on it. And the process is, in order to build and go through the Zoning Board of Appeals, is you need support from the community groups and you also need support from the abutters. So all your neighbors, you gotta go door knock and say, hey, I'm thinking of building here. Would you be okay with that? A lot of people will say no, right? They don't want more traffic, they don't want more construction, they're tired of, all of this. However, you'll find a bunch of neighbors which are open to seeing a brand new house go up that's beautiful, that's nicely taken care of. So you got to go find those neighbors and get their support in writing. The other piece is the community group. So you got to find out who those are. If you work with an experienced attorney, they will know and they will have these relationships, right? So typically what happens, your architect will put together the plans. We start with the surveyor first, right? They give you the plot plan. Architect will take a building on paper, put it on that lot, and you have to make a decision. How tall is this building? How many units are you going to propose? And this part here, guys, is extremely important because as developers, sometimes we get greedy. We want too many units on a small lot. But the best way to do it is to look around on the street and see what's existing here. The Boston Mayor's Office of Housing really is looking for the support of the neighborhood and the abutters in order to give you the okay, if you have the restriction and if you need the approval from the Zoning Board of Appeals. So getting the neighbors on your side and as a developer doing the right thing and proposing a building that fits well within the neighborhood is the most important thing you can do. I haven't shared anything yet about the interior here, but really quickly, guys, we have 3 apartments. Apartment 1 being a 2-bedroom, 1-bath. And the reason why that first floor is smaller is because we also have the 3 off-street parking. That was one of the things that we offered the city of Boston in order to get approved because everybody wants off-street parking. Apartment 2, it's 4-bedroom, 2-bath, open floor plan, 4-bedroom, 2-bath, and 3rd floor is the same way. To give you an idea on price point, the bigger units are selling somewhere in the 600 range, and the smaller unit, I believe, if that's the one that's going to be the affordable, it's probably going to be in the high 2s or low 300. So that's a big difference in price, and that's why you need to know the numbers from the beginning, because you need to know what your exit numbers are, right? And reverse engineer to make sure you understand how much to offer to buy the lot. For us, it was a no-brainer, obviously, to take a chance at this because the yard was already there for the property at 3 Oakhurst, but the challenge was understanding the needs of the neighbors, working with the abutters and working with the neighborhood groups, right? That was the challenge. The lessons learned was really what I shared with you just earlier about not proposing something huge. We started with a much bigger idea and we got shut down. So we lost a lot of time that way. Instead, now with what I know, I'll probably just start with the 3-family. Maybe you can push the limits and propose a 4-family. And if the neighbors and the neighboring groups don't like it, you can go down to 3. but we started with like 8 units, right? So that was too aggressive. It didn't fit with the rest of the housing. I love this strategy because it's a win-win all around. It's not the greedy developer making all the money and everybody else is suffering. It's we're providing housing, changing the neighborhoods for the better, while making an income for ourselves. So obviously one thing that we'd like to spend a little bit more on are windows. Adding windows of this size, I mean, look at how big this is and how wide, right? It's crazy. It brings a lot of light in this open floor plan. Skylights, if you can put skylights, again, more light, the better. That's what people are looking for. But investing into this Pella windows, it's worth it because people are looking for it. They're looking for that extra nice touches. We're putting a electric fireplace. We don't have to. When you look at comparable sales, most don't have it, right? But a fireplace is not that expensive. And when this place is gonna be nicely staged, it's gonna pop. Always looking for this little extra add-ons that can give a big return on investment. So putting a fireplace, a no-brainer, putting these big windows, having an island, right, adds value because people love that open floor plan. Guys, you'll be surprised at the small touches with the finishes, like the type of light you put in, the plumbing fixtures, the tile, the flooring that we're gonna put in, that goes a long way to make sure we sell them for the top price we want. I appreciate you guys watching all the way to the end. If you want to stay in the loop with whatever Whiteacre is up to, whatever I am up to, go in the description. We have the newsletter going out every month with everything we're up to, right? We share our meetup events, we share the videos, we share any podcasts that we're going to come out with. Any value add that we have for you guys goes out through the newsletter, so don't miss that. Go below in the description and put your email address to get that quick email once a month from us. Guys, that's all I got. I gotta go to the office because we have deals, we have money to raise. Please subscribe. Guys, help me get to the 1,000 subscribers before we start 2025, right? If you find value in anything I said today, if you got any little snippet that was good, subscribe, share, give me some love, comment below. I want to hear from you guys. Ask me questions, whatever it is. I'm open to anything. Would love to see you guys in person, but also comment below. All right, I'm out. Got to head back to the office. Lots to do, but I'll catch you guys on the next one.